Thank you for the kind words. Thanks, Dino. I tried to buy some extra time, but I find out in today's economy, free dessert doesn't go very far. So, first of all, I'd like to thank all the members of the Hall of Fame and the selection committee. It is truly an honor to be mentioned among the movers and shakers of amateur hockey in the St. Louis area. Congratulations to all my co-inductees up here tonight and Mr. Tom Stillman on the Spirit Award. I am certainly thrilled and honored to be in such great company tonight. So many thank yous, so many people over the years. I could not get everyone in on the allotted time, nor at my age could I remember them all. So I'll just hit the highlights and thank everyone who had a hand in helping the locomotives over the years. First and foremost, Tony Sansone and his late wife, Peggy. Without their vision and actions in '94, the locomotives would not be here today. When I responded to Tony's letter asking for help with his vision at the time, little did I realize that it would lead to the past 20 years and being here tonight. It has been an amazing and awesome ride, and I'm thankful I was able to be here or be there at the start. And I apologize. Kelly Chase. Chaser was instrumental in getting the locomotives off to a good start. Being a current NHL player at the time, he gave us a lot of exposure and credibility and helped in raising funds with his hockey school, his Dine Out with the Blues at Cardwell's, then the Blues alumni games at Chesterfield, and in 1998, the NHL awarded Kelly Chase the King Clancy Memorial Trophy, which goes to the NHL player who best serves his community, and it was specifically for his work with the locomotives. Thank you also to the coaches, especially during those early years, and a number of those coaches are here tonight, so thank you all. Others we owe a great deal of thanks and gratitude are the St. Louis Blues. They have been outstanding in supporting us over the years. In the early years, it was Jim Woodcock and Bruce Affleck, and in the later years, Randy Gersh and Tom Stillman. Thank you all. Others we owe a great deal of thanks to, the Blues Alumni Association, the Blues 14 Fund, and again, Bruce and all the alumni players, we thank you. The St. Louis Blue Liners Fan Club has also been supportive over the years. Thank you all for making it possible for the locomotives to provide the opportunity to offer this hockey experience to so many youth and adults in the St. Louis metropolitan area. The St. Louis hockey community is truly an awesome community. When I showed up for practice back in December, I was totally surprised and shocked, to say the least, when I saw there was a Channel 4 crew, Tony, and ultimately Scotty Rupp. As Tony was reading the Hall of Fame letter, I was thinking, this is not for me. I don't have a stellar coaching career. It must be a mistake. Well, I guess it wasn't. Over the years, the question most often asked of me is, why do you do this? And I've always responded with a short and cliche, someone had to do it and I just happened to be there. Well, this was so true. The full answer is much deeper and more complicated, and I thought the best way to answer is just explain a little bit about what the locomotives are about. Gateway Special Hockey is not about tryouts, player evaluations, competition, poaching players, putting down other teams, winners and losers. That's not what special hockey is about at all. Special hockey is about fun, complete acceptance regardless of ability. It's about friendship, friendly competition, making every team feel like winners, therapy, social skills, community inclusion, teamwork, team spirit, and playing the great sport that we all love. But most of all, special hockey is about family. The players and the teams become family. They care about each other, accept each other for who they are, support each other on and off the ice. Special hockey is about that. It's special. It's very special. The real difference is we accept players for who they are, not for what we want them to be. The two most important things to me is that, one, are they learning how to play the game of hockey? And two, are they having fun doing it? Because if they're not having fun doing it, they're not coming back. And we must be doing something right, because last season's roster, 47% of the players have been with us 10 years or longer, and 21% of the roster has been with us 20 years or longer. We learned very early that we needed to modify the rules to better suit our style of play. The score clock for us is nothing more than a timing device to let us know how much time is left in the period and how many periods are left in the game. When you're having fun, the other stuff is just not important. We did away with icing, and we have players then and now who just rifle the puck down the ice, but they're playing hockey. There are no offsides, checking is not allowed, and no slap shots, just pure hockey. Sometimes it will take 3, maybe 4 players for the face-off, but, you know, hey, the more the merrier. And we don't do, as my grandson Carter would say, timeout penalties. We do penalty shots, and not just for the player fouled. The coach can choose anyone on and off the bench. It can be the most skilled player, or more than likely it's the least skilled player. And they could start at center ice from the blue line, or even 10 feet in front of the net. It may take 2, 3 whacks at the puck to get it past the goalie, but that's what it's all about, scoring goals. And when the puck crosses that goal line, the player goes into their "I just scored a goal" dance. Then they look up in the bleachers for mom and dad to make sure they saw it. And when they come to the bench, it's a scene that I will never get tired of. And that is a smile from one side of the helmet to the other side of the helmet. And it just never gets old. I have one more thank you, and I saved it for now, as I wanted to emphasize just how important this thank you is. I certainly could not have done this if it had not been able to do this over the years had I not had the support and backing of my wife, Diane. And I apologize, I'm sorry. She has been there to wash and help fold the game jerseys after a tournament, to iron and sew on patches, and to mend and rip their torn jerseys when needed. She has given me the time and space throughout the years without complaints, except maybe for the smelly hockey gear all over our basement. I thank you, Diane, from the bottom of my heart, and I feel very blessed and thankful that you give me the time, opportunity, and support. Also, thank you to my daughter Tara and my son Justin, who was very helpful with the locomotives over the years. One last short story, and I'm out of here. If you read the program, you know the locomotives were modeled after a program just outside of Toronto, the Grand Ravine Tornadoes. Tony invited the Tornadoes to St. Louis to play the first ever games between 2 teams of intellectually challenged players over that Thanksgiving weekend in 1994. My son Justin and I were referees with USA Hockey, and at the time we reffed the games. During that first game, Grand Ravine had a player that kept calling Hugger. Didn't think much about it, as most hockey players, especially from Canada, have some sort of nickname. In the course of that first game, Hugger's coming down the wing. Let's go with a wicked wrister over our goalie's glove and in the back of the net. Hugger immediately goes into a "I just scored a goal" dance, waving his arms and his stick. He goes over and high-fives half the players on our bench, all the players on his bench, and then Hugger did something I've never seen in 50 years of hockey. He skated over our goalie, he says something to him, and then he throws his arms around him. Now I'm standing at center ice to drop the puck, and I'm thinking, did he just say something inflammatory to our goalie? Maybe I better find out so later on I can tell the officials what started it all. So I skated over our goalie and I asked him what just happened. He said Hugger came over, apologized for scoring the goal, and gave him a hug. I can tell you that over the past 21 years, I've gotten so much more out of knowing and working with these incredible individuals than I could ever have given back. And that is why I've done what I've done over the years for the locomotives. Thank you for your time, and God bless.
Well done, baby. Well done. Well done. Thank you.